Warning: this episode contains strong language. Hello and welcome to episode 16 of PauseCast. It's Thursday, September 29, 2016. I'm Jessica Alouette and I use she, her pronouns.
And I'm Mark Hanna, I use he, him. Welcome.
So Mark, as per usual, as you might expect, I've had some video games happen this week. Isn't that amazing?
Which video games in particular?
Oh, there's a lot of video games. This week I've been playing some Rise of Iron, Destiny. Well, I haven't played Rise of Iron yet. I hit the level cap though, so I can start working my way towards that.
So you've been playing the game that contains Rise of Iron.
I've been playing the game that leads itself into Rise of Iron eventually, but I haven't actually played Rise of Iron.
Okay.
I have been playing some more Batman Arkham Knight. I have been playing something new this week, and that's Stardew Valley.
Oh, nice. That's a really nice game.
Yeah, I picked it up a few days ago, and I started playing it just last night, actually.
How are you finding it?
Wow. I've been missing out this whole time, haven't I?
Yeah.
What have I been doing?
Not playing Stardew Valley, that's what you mean.
Well, yeah, clearly. And now I am playing it. And I've had kind of the nostalgia of Harvest Moon games come back and hit me. Because I definitely played the shit out of those games when I was younger. I had a Game Boy Advance and I would just play Harvest Moon.
I never actually played Harvest Moon like that. I once had an emulated version of it on PC, of one of the older ones that I played a bit of when I was a kid, but I didn't have quite the same nostalgia, but I still fell into Stardew Valley in kind of the same way. And it definitely reminded me of the Harvest Moon I had played.
I had it on the actual physical console, and I had the actual cartridge for it. And I used to play the shit out of that game. I never beat it, I should say. I'd never, ever completed it.
Is that a thing you can do?
Yeah, the Harvest Moon games end after year 3.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. That's just a thing that they do.
That seems weird. Okay.
I forget the reasons why it ends is the thing.
Does it have a story thing? Presumably it wouldn't just be and you didn't wake up the next morning. That would be a bit of a weird way to stop a game.
It is a story thing.
Okay.
I don't know why Harvest Moon ends, though. But it does. I guess that's maybe because they would have had to come up with new events and stuff like that to keep you going throughout the years. And that's a little bit more possible on something like a PC game versus a Game Boy Advance game with extremely limited storage.
Right. I was wondering where you were going with that. Yep. Yeah, fair enough.
So I think that would have been a technical constraint more than anything else.
Although, you could just continue without any more events. It won't be as fun, but Harvest Moon's not just played for that. Oh, go away with the loud car. Sorry.
Would you like to just start that little bit over?
Yeah, shall I? What was I saying? Yeah, I feel like you could continue and just not have any special events. It wouldn't be as interesting, perhaps, but you don't just play Harvest Moon sort of games for the events, right? It's for the farming type stuff that you do. At least that's all that I remember about it. I don't know if it's because I played one of the older ones when I played it, but I don't remember any particular events happening. Maybe I didn't play it as much as I think I remembered, though.
It's possible that you didn't run into them, or it's possible that you just weren't as kind of engaged with the town story.
Yeah, actually, that's probably it.
Because that's one of the appeals of Harvest Moon, was that you could have romances and stuff like that.
Yeah, I would have been way too young to be interested in that aspect of the game.
I think I accidentally got a character up to liking me once.
Isn't that awkward in games?
Okay.
Accidental romance?
Oh, I have a fun story about this, actually.
Oh, yeah?
When I was about... I want to say I was like 13 or 14.
Mm-hmm.
And at this time, I was like hardcore Christian. Like that was kind of where I was at. Hardcore Christian.
Mm-hmm.
Hadn't really come into myself or come to understand a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
I was playing Mass Effect.
Oh.
And
I see where this is going.
I accidentally romanced Caden. So that was the thing that happened once. I will say I never made that mistake again because I installed this mod called Leave Caden on whatever planet he fucking dies on. If you leave him on that planet, the game actually becomes much better. It's a very good mod. I'd highly recommend it. Wait,
that's a joke, right? Because it's not a mod.
Yeah, it is a goof. This is a goof I'm doing. If you leave Caden on that planet, the video game becomes extremely good. I didn't. The thing was, I didn't actually like Caden all that much after a second playthrough.
You just talked to him a whole bunch?
I talked to him a whole bunch and did some shit, and I don't know how it happens. But I never made that mistake again. Also, never made the mistake of playing as the dude shepherd again.
Oh, wow, you made that mistake. Yeah, that's a bad mistake.
Yeah, man, that voice actor. I hope he's okay.
I don't even know why they bothered putting in something that's so non-canonical anyway.
I hope he's okay. I hope that voice actor is doing well, and I hope he found, a better character to play that allowed...
I'm sure Mark Meer is fine.
Okay.
I don't actually know that, but I'm sure he's fine.
I'm sure he's fine. Maybe next Mass Effect we get Elias Tufexis to voice Shepard.
Who's that? I don't recognize that name. Which is not surprising. I don't recognize many names. I'm surprised I remembered Mark Meer.
Jensen.
Oh, okay.
If you changed out Adam Jensen's voice and default male Shepard's voice, you couldn't tell the difference. They both have the same monotone,
generic hero.
Yeah, generic male hero, monotone presentation.
Yeah.
Jennifer.
Yeah, no, I've never played Mass Effect as Dude Shepard because why would you?
Yeah, let me tell you, if you're playing Mass Effect as a dude, you're doing it wrong.
It's true.
Jen Hale's performance is so strong. That's what you're missing. You're missing a super good vocal performance if you are not playing as FemShep.
Or as I like to call her, Shepard.
Yeah, just regular Shepard. You would be doing yourself a disservice.
Aside from BioWare games, are there any other ones where accidental romance is a danger?
Wow. I mean...
Because BioWare, it's possible.
BioWare is a thing, that's very much a thing you could do in basically all of their games.
Yeah, don't talk to this person too much because you might end up in bed.
I suppose you could do it just a few times throughout The Witcher, huh?
That's fair.
There's a lot of times where you could do that.
I even think in the relatively little of Witcher 3 I've played, I might have accidentally done that, not realizing, what does this dialogue option do? Oh, that's what that dialogue option does.
Oh, there's boobs. I mean, I don't object, but...
Okay, so BioWare games, The Witcher.
BioWare games, The Witcher, all of them, all of the Witchers.
Okay, I've only played the third, but I
Um,
believe you.
let's see. You could probably like accidentally romance someone in well, Stardew Valley and Harvest Moon. That's
I think I haven't gotten far enough in Stardew Valley, but I think eventually you might need to do something different from the usual getting friendship up
oh yeah,
in order to
you have
change
to
it
give them
over.
a yeah. I know what you have to do.
Okay.
There is a
So
thing.
like that's nice. You make it a little explicit for the player. It's like I want to change this type of relationship to that type of relationship instead of you talk to this person too much, so you're kissing them now.
The interesting thing I learned about how Stardew Valley does it is you can see all of the quote 10 heart scenes. So when you get someone up to max affection and then give them a special item, you can see all of those scenes without committing to a relationship. Like you could see one person's 10 heart scene and then see another person's and then make your final decision. So that might be useful for some players out there.
Good to know.
Let's see.
I haven't gotten nearly that far in it. I think I have someone on like level 2 friendship or something. It's like I can go into their house now. Ooh.
Ooh.
Yeah, I know.
Bethesda games, probably. You could get married to a bunch of people.
Okay, yeah, but it was like a weird marriage where you never touched.
Does that make it fake, Mark?
Lots of things in Bethesda games look very fake.
I mean, that's true. Have you ever seen people sleeping at a 45-degree angle? I thought not. Oh, Jesus. Bethesda games are wild.
Yeah, I was talking to my flatmate about it the other night because it was like, oh, have you touched any of the Fallout 4 DLC that's dropped? Because he's played a bit more of it than me, but neither of us have played it in a while. And we sort of got to talking about how when you get up to quite a high level. This happens in Fallout 4, but to an extent it happens in Bethesda's other games as well, and New Vegas, I guess, just because it's kind of based on the same stuff. And you get up high enough, and eventually everything is really spongy. Like my flatmate was complaining about how he's got this like anti-tank sniper rifle, and if he shoots a raider in the head with it, they're relatively okay. And it just seems silly. And if you want to do something like, oh, my character wears a detective outfit and uses a magnum, you can, but you won't be able to win any fights.
I was actually thinking about this in like just terms of general game difficulty today, interestingly.
Yeah?
Yeah. Like, you know how in a lot of games, if you turn the difficulty up, it actually just makes enemies more of a bullet sponge and doesn't do anything interesting?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll struggle to think of an example. I know there are some games that have really nice modular difficulty. Off the top of my head, I hate this. Off the top of my head, I can't think of an example, but I know I've seen it.
Borderlands?
Does it? That's not what I was thinking of, but if it does, then sweet.
It does when you're getting into kind of Ultimate Vault Hunter, which is New Game Plus.
Oh, okay.
Everything starts scaling to you instead of being kind of predetermined levels for everything. I noticed that as I was going through some of the DLC.
Right.
That was fascinating.
I mean, in Bethesda games, typically, and I don't know if this has changed in Fallout 4, I know their survival mode's a bit different, but typically what it's been is like, if you change the difficulty, it is a damage scaler on you and an inverse damage scaler on enemies. So like easy is you deal 6 times damage and take 1/6 damage, and hard is you take 6 times damage and deal 1/6 damage. So it's like the enemies become sponges, or you become a sponge, never both at once, and you can't have, without mods, which is the great thing about Bethesda games, if you play on PC, or Xbox now, apparently, that you can't have it where either you're both sponges or neither of you are sponges. It's either both of you are half spongy or one of you is very spongy and one of you dies in one hit.
Sorry to bring up that sore spot there, PlayStation 4 players. Oof.
It's kind of crap, eh? Like, for the longest time, they haven't had any player-generated content on consoles, and now, finally, it's coming to one of the two main consoles. And that's kind of crap.
It's coming to, you know why it's not coming to PS4, right?
Why is that?
Because Sony blocked it.
Man.
It's not because of anything on Bethesda's end.
Oh no,
Like-
sorry, I know that and didn't mean to imply that.
Yeah. It wasn't
Yeah.
anything on Bethesda's end. It was just Sony was, according to Bethesda, not allowing mods to work as they should on PS4.
What a
So,
pain.
just not gonna happen. Which sucks.
Still hope for it one day,
Oh, yeah.
but it does suck that it can't come to both the main other platforms aside from the one that already has mods.
Especially because they
at
were
once.
promising mods for PS4.
Mm.
So now Bethesda looks bad. And that means they also have to cut that from Skyrim Special Edition.
Cut what from it?
Mod support.
Oh, was that one of the features they were trumpeting?
Yep, they were trumpeting that. Oh, yeah, because we'll have mods brought to you on Fallout 4. We'll also be able to do the same thing with Skyrim Special Edition.
Right.
But now,
right.
mods for PS4, not a selling point on Skyrim.
Man, poor PS4 owners.
I feel kind of like,
That is lame.
part of me feels kind of bad. PS4's exclusives still kind of own those, so.
Oh yeah, it's not like overall poor PS4 owners, but this is a crappy aspect of it, I guess.
Okay, on like this whole note, I really like I like this Xbox Anywhere program that's started.
What's that? Have you told me about that before?
I don't think I have, but the idea is that more and more games that are Xbox One exclusive will also come out on PC.
Oh, that's nice.
And they'll have Xbox Live support. So you can transfer your save between your console and your PC. Achievements and all that carry across.
Cross-platform play?
Yeah.
Because that's a big one, eh?
Yeah, that's already been a thing.
Is
Up
it?
to this
This is coming from someone who owns a single platform and doesn't do competitive multiplayer, so I'm not surprised that one missed me.
Rocket League is compatible with PC.
You told me that, actually.
Yeah, Rocket League plays on PC, Xbox One, and PS4.
And you can compete between them?
Yep.
Nice.
Woohoo! So
actually, multiplayer is coming to Stardew Valley as well, isn't it?
yeah, I was checking that out today, actually. It is going to be kind of 2017 at some point is when that's going to happen.
Sure. Is it still just a single person developing it, or have they brought on an additional?
That's the other thing. It was a single person. Chucklefish is throwing some more power at it to help with.
Right, because they're publishing it.
Yep.
Right.
Yep, they're the publishers. They're throwing power at it to help get the netcode working.
Right.
So that we can.
I really like Chucklefish.
So we can actually
Just
have
off the cuff.
multiplayer. And there's going to be some. I think there's a few devs who are kind of sort of working on the new content. But it's mostly the one guy working on any sort of new content. So the 1.1 update, which is in beta now, if you were interested in trying that.
Oh, cool. So that's a Steam beta that you opt into or
This
something,
is a Steam beta that you opt into, yep. And
Okay,
it's open to everybody. No codes or anything like that to do. It's just been kind of released quietly. Offers...
It's just that it's possibly unstable is the downside, is it?
Yep. Offers 4 new maps is one of the big things.
That's right. When you start, right, you now pick a map for your farm to be on instead of the predefined one.
Yep. There's one for kind of each type of gameplay you might want to do. There's one for foraging, one that's oriented at mining, one that's oriented at fishing. The drawback to that is that you have less space to actually farm. But if you enjoy one activity over kind of others, then you can choose to build a farm that's more quickly enjoyable, I would say. So it's an interesting feature. There's a couple new romance options and stuff that have been added in this patch as well.
Cool. Yeah, like I said, I've never got far enough to romance anybody in that game, but it's nice that in what I've read about it being comparable to Harvest Moon, there's no like time limits on it or anything like that. You don't have someone else who might do it first. Anything along those lines. One thing I really like about Stardew Valley is how it deals with something I've complained about a bunch on this podcast about other games, how they ramp up progression, things get harder and harder. Stardew Valley doesn't do that. It is relaxed.
No.
It is so relaxed. You go at completely your own pace, and I really appreciate that.
Yeah, even in the few days of, like, the few in-game days, I should say, that I've played it, I've been able to do everything at very much my own pace. And I've definitely appreciated that.
I think the only time-sensitive stuff is, like, this stuff, you can only get these things in this season, and you might need to do something with them to finish some collection or something. But, I mean, if you don't, the season comes around again.
Yeah.
It'll take a while, but it comes around again.
That's as time-sensitive as things get, really.
Yeah.
And one-day events, I guess. Like, that's the other thing.
Again, though, the festivals and stuff, because it's got a bunch of festivals, but they come around every year as well. So, yeah, that's something I really like about it, is just there's no pressure. You just do whatever you want, and, like, you can't really fuck it up. Because it's always a pain in the game when you can get quite far into it and be like, oh, this choice I made 60 hours ago means now I can't do this or something. I hate finding that.
Hey,
Stardew Valley doesn't have any of that.
Be very careful when playing The Witcher 3, my dude.
Oh, really? If I probably already locked off some content.
Yeah, if you've made any choices in The Witcher 3, you've definitely locked off some content.
Oh, right. Okay, branching stuff I can understand, where it's like consequences of what you do. I can certainly get that. It's more in games where it's like, oh, I've messed up my character build and now they're not effective and I can't undo it or something like that.
Oh, right. I mean, that's totally undoable in any well-designed game.
I
Most
don't really consider it a good feature of a game. Like when I played Diablo 2
most offer
years
resets,
ago,
though, and that's the point I'm making.
I was paranoid about fucking up my build, so I saved up the points and ended up way too weak because I wasn't spending them. And then when I eventually did spend them, I'm pretty sure I spent them in stupid things. And like, it didn't matter in the end really because I was just playing on my own. But that added a layer to the game that I wasn't enjoying. Whereas Diablo 3, I think, has done it way better, where you've got instant respecking. It's just like you have all the skills unlocked. They don't have levels. They just have variations that you pick.
Right.
And your stats are determined entirely by your level. I prefer that, where you can't fuck it up.
I also like the Skyrim approach.
So remind me how leveling worked in Skyrim. It's been a little while.
Leveling worked by you did shit and it gave you levels. So if you snuck around a bunch, you got upgrades to your stealth. If you use two-handed weapons...
That's right. That's how this Elder Scrolls games works. Yeah, that is cool. Although I remember hearing about downsides of that when you do something like do a whole bunch of blacksmithing and enchanting, and suddenly enemies are really powerful because you've gone up a bunch of levels. And Elder Scrolls games, enemies level with you. Yeah. It's kind of the same thing I was just mentioning with Fallout, right? You never really reach a point where you feel like, I have come a long way and I'm now more powerful than these enemies, because suddenly all the raiders are wearing Daedric armor or something. Or glass armor, I think it was in Oblivion. Was that the top tier light armor in Oblivion?
I don't fucking know. I've never played Oblivion.
Oh my god, you never played Oblivion? It's so good. It was the first Elder Scrolls game I got into, so of course I think it was amazing.
I have watched the McElroy brothers break it extensively, though, I will say that.
God, they would have had fun with that character creator. What sort of horrible potato did they make?
They actually didn't make a potato, but they did make a banana.
I have trouble believing that they used the Oblivion character creator and didn't come up with a potato.
No, they made a banana.
I guess you can make a banana-shaped potato if you try hard.
They named him Chiquita Dave. It was very good.
Because of course they did.
I will have to send you the video of it.
This is Monster Factory, right?
This is the Monster Factory series of videos. an extremely good series of comedy videos from the McElroy brothers at Polygon.com.
Yeah, you show me their Fallout 4 one, and it's pretty good.
Did you ever watch the other parts of that one?
I don't remember.
Because I
don't remember.
I only sent you the first one, and there are 2 more parts.
Yeah, I might not have seen the other ones.
Oh, they're extremely good.
It's the character creation that really makes them, though.
I love how into the characters they get. Like, they just get so into playing the character. And I love that. I just love it so much. Wow. We went on some fucking tangents.
You know what we haven't done yet? And it's okay. We haven't talked about what I played this week.
Oh, shit!
It's okay.
My dude.
Because I have not played much this week, actually.
Well,
I've been reading my book more. I've tried Moonhunter's multiplayer now, because my flatmate picked it up as well. Mm-hmm. But I think, actually, that a session of that on Sunday night has been the only thing I've played since our last recording. So I haven't been playing much games this week.
Wow.
But, yeah, that was fun. It was a bit different. I actually think I preferred it single player.
Right.
I mean, the multiplayer aspect of you're playing with someone, that's fun and that's nice. But it makes the enemies feel a bit more spongy, just because there's 2 of you fighting now. And we both noticed some stuttering while we were playing. And I don't know if it's because I was playing different character classes than my first playthroughs, but I found it a bit more difficult through those classes. One of them I was playing, it's like they rely on combos and the combo you do depends heavily on the first thing you do in that combo. So if it was stutter when I tried to do the first thing, and then it thinks the second thing I was trying to do was the first thing, so I do the wrong combo and might end up sitting helplessly and uselessly in the middle of combat. That didn't go so well. But yeah, it was still fun, and we're still like unlocking new content with each new playthrough, which is really cool. But yeah, I actually think I enjoyed it more single player than multiplayer, considering that I've done basically one play session of each. I think about 5 hours in that game now.
As a reminder, we do have a giveaway going on for a copy of Moonhunters. If you contact us by email, pausecastshow@gmail.com, you can get yourself a free copy of Moonhunters by being the first person to email us with a moon fact.
Just one thing you like about the moon. Anything you like about it. I want to hear it. I like the moon. I'm a space nerd, so I just want to hear whatever it is you like about it.
So send us an email, again, pausecastshow@gmail. Get yourself a free copy of Moonhunters. It goes to the first person who sends us that. Yeah. Good luck. Right. Yeah, this happens sometimes.
Yeah, it's all right. So you picked up Stardew Valley, and you've been playing. What were the other games you've been playing? You did tell me this before.
Batman, Destiny,
and Destiny. That's right. Anything else aside from those 3?
Some Rocket League.
Oh yeah, more Rocket League.
Yep, Rocket League.
Have you lost your skill on that, or you maintained it?
Still good. Actually, I got something interesting as well. Something that I noticed this week.
What's that?
I noticed this week that Call of Duty Black Ops 3 is receiving full mod tool support.
That's a new thing for that franchise, isn't it?
It's a very new thing for that franchise. It's never done this before.
Cool.
And it's also bringing back a server browser, meaning that people can host dedicated servers, which is, like, that hasn't been in Call of Duty since Call of Duty, 1 or 2. So, that's back. Mods are here, including multiplayer modding.
Multiplayer modding, that's unusual for a competitive multiplayer game.
You will be able to create maps and stuff.
Okay.
So, this game's longevity just increased by, several years.
Which is strange for a game on a yearly release cycle.
It is. And that's why I find this, like, that's why I'm even talking about this. If it was just, like, Fallout 4 releasing its mod tools, like, that's expected at this point. We know that that's happening.
Well, they did that
I
ages
know
ago
that.
as well.
I'm saying, like, if it's a game where we kind of expect the mod tools, then, yeah, it's not really what we're talking about. This is a game where I wasn't even aware mod tools were happening.
Hmm.
And now...
You can't hear that thumping music, sorry, can you?
Nope.
Okay. Never mind, carry on. And now...
So, yeah, it's really strange for a game on a full yearly release cycle to be doing this, because it's just not been in their playbook until this point.
And if it's modding by map creator, then presumably that's on consoles as well?
I don't know that it will be.
Okay. Because map creation is kind of that easy user-made content to have on consoles, is my understanding.
Oh, yeah. It definitely is, which is why Doom has it and several other games have it. Yeah, this has got a bunch of stuff. Server browser, workshop support. They're not using their own proprietary thing. The level editor, a asset property editor, which means presumably you can edit guns, environment stuff, etc., 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 make them more or less powerful on your given map. You know, it looks like they have also included zombies modding. So
that's right. I forgot that Call of Duty does a zombies thing each time.
Mm-hmm. It's been a signature since one of their World War II games.
It's weird, but like, it's become a thing.
It's just the most bizarre. The Advanced Warfare, which I talked a little bit about last week, that had a whole campaign where you could play as you had to fight against zombies in exosuits. Like, hey, what's up? Hey, Call of Duty.
Was that the space one?
No, this is the spacey one. That I'm talking
right.
about.
Sorry, I get confused between them all. But there are some games that just have so many similar names in the same franchise. I'm like, which one was that? Like the Arkham games. It's Arkham something. Which one was that? And Deus Ex, there's what? Mankind Divided and something else.
Let's see.
What's the other one?
Deus Ex...
Human Revolution and Mankind Divided. I can't tell you which is which. I just don't know because they have the same name. Arkham things. I have to think really hard about the Arkham ones. It's like Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, Arkham Origins. At least it's easy to remember that Origins is the prequel.
Yep.
And then Arkham Knight. The only reason I know which is because I've played the first two and the name is where it's set, but I have to stop and think.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting how I have more trouble with that than I do with, for example, Borderlands 2, and Borderlands the pre-sequel. I know where they fit in just because they're like, it's the first one, it's the second one, it's the one that's in the middle.
And then,
whereas you might have thought that would be like more generic to have just it's the number 2, but no, it actually makes it easier for me.
And then there's just games that jump all around the timeline.
Battlefield 1.
Hey.
Fucking Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah, I was about to say, have
God.
you heard of this series called Metal Gear Solid? The first game is set in like... Oh, when is that first game set? That first game is set in early 80s?
Wait. When you say first game, do you mean the third game?
No, I mean Metal Gear Solid.
No, Metal Gear Solid is set in, like, 2005 or something.
Oh, okay. The second game was set in 1984.
No, it wasn't.
82, sorry.
No, it wasn't.
Sons of Liberty?
It was not set in the 80s.
Oh, God.
Because it was a sequel to Metal Gear Solid 1. Metal Gear Solid 1 was I'm pretty confident, set in the early 2000s.
Oh.
Yeah, it's set in 2009.
Okay.
2007 and 2009. Metal Gear Solid
Okay.
is set in 2005.
Oh yeah. Okay. So I talked out of my ass.
I've got the chronology up on Wikipedia now.
I talked out my ass. Maybe that was Peace Walker that I'm thinking of.
Peace Walker 74. Like I said, I've got the list in front of me now.
1974. That's the number I'm thinking of. And then Metal Gear Solid 3, after 2 games that were set in the early 2000s and late 2000s, Metal Gear Solid 3 then proceeded to be set in 1964 and feature a totally unrelated character. Well,
like a totally unrelated character who had the same name, appearance, and voice actor as the other character, but was actually a character that appeared in flashbacks and references in the previous games.
Hey, do you ever think about how fucked up Metal Gear Solid is?
A lot.
Oh, good fucking lord.
I mean, if you're only playing the main numbered ones, then you play 3, 5, 1, 2, 4 chronologically.
And Peace Walker somewhere in there.
Yeah, well, Peace Walker fits in there, so you've got like Ground Zeroes and stuff. But if you're just looking at the ones with big numbers on them, then go that way.
But Ground Zeroes has a big number on it.
I guess, but like, it's not Metal Gear Solid 0. That was Metal Gear 2. And Metal Gear was Metal Gear Solid -1.
Oh, that series chronology is just a mess.
Are you picking that up? Sorry, I just had some music start outside.
And Hideo Kojima is a man in need of an editor. Greatly.
As you've said many times.
Oh, I've said it.
Are you volunteering?
I've beaten this horse so dead. It's blue. This poor horse. What am I gonna do? What are we gonna do about Metal Gear Solid?
Not play the zombie one, probably.
Oh, I want to talk about that for a second. Hideo Kojima, the man who had a woman breathe through her skin, said zombies are too ridiculous for Metal Gear Solid. I'm going to leave that there and just move on.
I mean, like, I agree they shouldn't be in it.
I totally agree as well.
But that's not the right way to put it.
Nope. It's just... As someone on Twitter, I forget who, someone pointed out that, like, the things that are weird and in Metal Gear Solid have been kind of, like, pleasantly weird, I want to say. They put it.
They've been thematically consistent.
And this is just, like, joyless.
It's out of the blue, really.
Yeah, zombies are, like, a joyless thing. But, like, we know why this is happening.
Because people like zombies and people like Metal Gear, so you got to put them together.
And people like co-op survival games. And that's the thing that people are doing. So why don't we just make one of those and we can cash in and make a lot of money? I promise it'll be a good video game. We're just gonna reskin everything. It'll be.
It's like how you can take any 2 food items you like and you put them together and it's still good.
2 great tastes that taste great together.
Yeah. Always true.
Always true.
Universally.
Yeah.
You can't find a single counterexample to that.
Nope. You put some garlic and chicken together. Sweet. Put
Put ice cream with that.
If you put
jelly tip ice cream.
Put Far Cry and Wolfenstein together. Actually, that would be sick. Actually, hold up. That would be sick. Far Cry
you know what,
and Wolfenstein?
Actually, well, while we're mashing up,
shit.
Do you know what I would love so much?
What would you love?
XCOM, but Mass Effect.
Tell me more.
I would play the shit out of that. If it was like the tactical combat gameplay from XCOM with like the squad-based stuff in that, but set in a Mass Effect universe, I would play the shit out of that. That would be so cool. I know actually XCOM 2 has had some people have done some really cool stuff and actually brought in Mass Effect assets, so you can have like a squad member who is just not Rex or something like that, and like they have appearance options to make them look right, and the voice, you can add all the voice assets in, and like they've done it for a whole bunch of scroll members from Mass Effect, so that's really cool. But what I'd really like is just a full-on, like, it can be set at the same time as Mass Effect 3, say, during that conflict, and you just have that sort of tactical stuff, and your team is made up of Turians and Solarians and Asari and all that stuff. Oh, I'd love that. I'd really like that.
Yeah, I could dig,
it's not going to happen,
could dig that.
But I'd like that.
Here's a big but for this concept that you've just pitched me, and it's a very big but. Can I fuck a Krogan? Yes or no? That was
good question.
Can I fuck the Krogans?
I hadn't considered that.
It's not a Mass Effect game if you don't have the romances and the very, very, very awkward sex scenes.
I mean, like, you could propose a mashup between Mass Effect and a dating sim, except Mass Effect is already a dating sim.
Mass Effect and How to Fool Boyfriend.
Is that the bird one?
That is the bird one.
Yeah, of course. You pick up the bird one.
Of course I would. What other dating sims am I going to play? Not the bird one? No!
I don't know any others.
That's fair.
Anyway, so...
That's fair. I have to play the bird one, though. Come on. Come on.
Gee, are there any other mashups that would be really good while we're on
there? There's probably just a lot of them.
Oh, absolutely. But any in particular that come to mind? Someone make these video games we're going to make up and just talk about.
Yeah, hey.
That's going to happen.
Well, I like my Far Cry and Wolfenstein idea very much.
So what aspects of those do you think would work well together?
I think the setting and universe of Wolfenstein. And maybe...
So that's like techno-Nazis? I haven't played the games. I know.
No, that's not far off, actually. Like arcane, weird techno-Nazis.
Okay.
That's the whole game. And you kill them very, very violently. It's amazing. I would love to see the style, like that universe and pace mixed with kind of the Far Cry capture towers, capture outposts, that style of gameplay. I think that would actually be two great tastes that go great together, especially after these latest Wolfenstein games have done a very serviceable job with stealth. I think you can just take it a step further, add that Far Cry stealth. Mwah. Choice. I would play that very much.
Cool.
I would also enjoy... I'm trying to think of a game that would thematically fit this, and I can't really think of anything.
What are you trying to make a fit to?
Oh, actually, no, I got it.
Yeah?
Deus Ex and LA Noire.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah, that would...
Because LA Noire had some really cool investigative stuff, and that would work really well with the Deus Ex universe, wouldn't it?
It could potentially, yeah. I am pining for a game where I have to do some more like actual investigation, and I have to read people's faces and body language and stuff like that, and like put together a case. I loved LA Noire, and there hasn't been anything like it since. And it's one of Rockstar's best works to me. So I would very much enjoy seeing that taken, updated, set in either the Deus Ex future or a similar kind of cyberpunk future. Maybe a little bit of read-only memories in there. That would be fun.
It's interesting, if you're going to have something like that in gameplay where you're reading faces, it really puts restrictions on the art style as well, eh? Like, you couldn't... Well, I suppose you could do it cartoony, but it'll be quite different to how LA Noire's done, because it's got quite a realistic art style.
Yeah, because they went the whole They went the
motion capture on the face and
ultra
everything.
real kind of route.
Which makes sense for the way they were doing it.
Yeah, they presented it like a fucking television show. It was very good. LA Noire, Essential Playing. Like, seriously, gotta play that. How about you? You get one more as well. Show me what you got.
Honestly, that Mass Effect XCOM thing has occurred to me so many times over the past few years. It's like my main big one that's stuck. It's like that. If I could pick a mashup to be made, it would be that. But
wait. Could I throw one more thing into your mashup? Actually, I got one thing.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy Tactics Advance.
Yeah. Well, there are a few tactics games like that. That's one of them. That's actually the first tactics game I played. I really like it.
Well, I'm mostly suggesting it for the pixel art style, so you could have.
That's true. You
could have that really good, good pixel art style and Turians and Solarians, and the Mass Effect universe, and that would be very beautiful.
Another one I was thinking of that I've played before, which is a similar art style and similar gameplay as well. It's let me make sure I get the name of this right because it's kind of garbled. I think it's Tactics Ogre Knight of Lotus. It is a weird name, but it's another Game Boy Advance tactics game. That's really cool. Actually, one thing I think I might have mentioned this game on the podcast before. I don't remember. But one thing that's interesting about this game is there's kind of an innocuous choice, or seemingly innocuous choice you make relatively near the beginning, but this actually causes the whole campaign to branch off drastically, and like you wouldn't see from just that choice that you make that it's going to change the entire rest of the game in a big way, which is kind of interesting. But yeah, it's got that same really nice pixel art style and really nice tactical combat. It's a bit less aimed at kids, I guess, than Tactics Advance, where you've got stuff like, your characters don't die unless they're in very special circumstances and stuff. In this, the rule is more often than not, if someone goes down in combat, they stay down, unless you do something before combat ends, from what I remember.
Right.
But yeah, no, those are both good tactics games as well. And you know I love good pixel art. I was wondering, though, for another mashup, Assassin's Creed sort of political intrigue with assassination and climbing stuff gameplay, that could work well in a lot of other universes. And I feel kind of lame for bringing up Mass Effect again, but I would play that game. I would play a lot of that game if they put those two together, I think.
And I mean, I've seen that sort of gameplay in action in Hitman a little bit. It's significantly more advanced in Hitman, I would say.
If I'm going to bring a feature of any game into a mashup, it's got to be the Nemesis system from Shadow of Mordor. Ooh, that thing was great.
Okay, yeah, that's
that has to be put in more games. Why haven't we seen another game with that yet? Come on, hurry up.
I don't
because that was really
know
cool.
If many games would provide for the opportunity for it, though.
I mean, freaking Batman could do it. Honestly, make a new villain in a Batman game and like give the option for like little minor villains to pop up that are henchman leaders. Just I thought of that because it's got identical combat.
Yeah, that seems too easy. It really does.
Hey, going for low-hanging fruit is fine if it makes for better video games.
I guess, yeah.
But like Assassin's Creed could do that too. You get some guard captain or something who's seen you before, got away from a fight or something. Could totally do that.
I could see it maybe working in Assassin's Creed's kind of modern setting, maybe? Where you have to work your way through the ranks at Abstergo?
Is that how it works? I've not played more recent Assassin's Creed
games.
So I've not followed the modern stuff.
The central conflict is Assassins and Templars. And there's the Assassins, and Abstergo is the modern Templar.
Yeah. No, I remembered that much.
So we could have, you could have, you'd have a modern game where you do have to like fight your way to the top in order to shut down Abstergo, but staff members keep getting replaced.
Do you know what you just made me think of? Like a Street Fighter game where you're literally fighting your way to the top. It's like a tournament.
I mean,
I'm too deep into mashup land now.
oh god. Actually, speaking of Street Fighter,
Yeah,
oh god, there was a whole mess with that
yeah.
this week.
What happened?
Street Fighter V had a patch
Okay,
which introduced some anti-cheat software.
fair enough.
Which, yeah, fair. I think that's important. Here's the problem. The problem was when they did this, it installed essentially a rootkit, giving
What's a rootkit?
it's basically in Street Fighter's case, it was a driver that any program could call on and gain admin level access or root access
Oh, that's bad.
without any authorization from the user.
That's not good.
No, that's not good at all.
That's malware levels of not good.
That's not just malware levels of not good.
That's virus levels.
That's literally malware. Like,
oh yeah, no, that's what I meant by malware levels. Yes.
it's literally malware that they put in to stop people from cheating in their video game. Great job, Capcom. You fucked it.
So, is it still fucked, or they fixed it?
No, they rolled everything back for that.
Oh, good.
But that was a thing that happened. And like that's cool.
No, it's not.
No,
it's not.
no. That's very bad. You did a very bad job. Oh, how did that get past QA?
Well, it probably does the work it needs to do. It's just the other shit it does.
Yeah, they looked at it and they're like, this is fine. Sure.
It works.
I guess. Yeah. I don't know. QA is hard and I don't, blame them for that, but Jesus, it's a mess.
Something else that's coming soon is the next Kerbal Space Program update 1.2, which I've been looking forward to for quite a while.
Do you want to start that sentence over again, please?
Yeah. Another thing that's coming soon is the Kerbal Space Program 1.2 update, which I've been looking forward to for quite a while. It's been the thing that I've been waiting for before I go back to this game. If you haven't played Kerbal Space Program, it's a spaceflight simulator and like orbital simulator and stuff. So you actually have to fly a rocket into orbit and then do actual orbital stuff to get between planets. It's very cool. I very much like it. And the thing that this patch is adding is the need for communications satellites. So if you send an automated probe far away, it can't really do much anymore unless you have a way to talk to it and tell it what to do. So you need to set up your communications satellites. And like I said earlier, I'm a space nerd, so I think this is very cool. So I'm looking forward to playing with that added limitation. And it's pretty close to ready now from what I've read in their dev blog.
That'll be exciting.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. Last time I played Kerbal Space Program, I got as far as getting a small space station in orbit around the home planet, which I had to send up in multiple parts, and then do some orbital rendezvous stuff to get them all together and dock them to each other because I couldn't bring the whole thing up in one go. It was a fun project. It was a really fun project. But what I've never done in Kerbal Space Program is actually gotten something to land on a different planet. I've landed on the moon, but I never landed on like the analog planet of Mars or anything like that. So once we got the communication satellite, I think I'm going to have that as my goal. See how far I get. I don't know exactly when that's coming out though, so I don't know if it's going to be this week, next month, or actually next week is next month. Anyway, I don't know how far off that's going to be yet, but I'm looking forward to it. Actually, I heard that Minecraft has had an update as well. I think they're calling it the exploration update.
I don't know anything about the latest
I
Minecraft update.
skimmed their dev blog today, and it sounded like they're adding a couple of new generated dungeons and some other stuff for like easier storage management and stuff. I think there's now a special chest you can get that, and it's difficult to get, I presume, that keeps the stuff in it even when it's dropped, so you can actually move it around that way. Mm-hmm. So it looks like there's some pretty cool stuff. I'd have to touch back on it again, because I really enjoyed playing Minecraft in the past, and mainly for the exploration and building side of it. So more exploration stuff sounds good to me. I should maybe pick that up again. Nice thing about games that have got ongoing free updates, eh?
Mm-hmm. I swear I was just playing something that got an update out of the blue, and I was very confused about it because it's several years old. Oh!
Is that the gorilla thing?
No, I know what it was.
Yeah?
Animal Crossing.
Oh yeah, you mentioned that to me.
That's getting an update in November. That game is 2 years old. And it's getting an update with 50 new villagers.
Wait, 50?
50.
50?
50 new villagers.
See, when you told me before, I thought you said 15.
No.
So I was like, oh, that's cool. Wow.
50 new villagers.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That's more than I thought. Cool.
And they're adding a new... they're adding amiibo support, so if you have those little trophies or the Animal Crossing cards, you can use those. And one of the things that they're doing is if you use those statues or cards, you can summon villagers to your campsite in a little moving truck. It's very cute. That whole game is just so cute. I love it. So that's going to be a thing that's happening next week. Holy shit.
So is that something you're going to be playing next week?
Oh, no. This comes out in November. But next week.
Oh, sorry. I preempted you.
Holy shit. Mafia 3 is coming out.
Yes, you told me about that. That's the sort of GTA style game, right?
Yeah, kind of a crime drama. Like, crime drama, but good. Let's just say I was not a fan of Grand Theft Auto 5 story writing. Oh man, that game was that was lazy writing a lot of the time. So Mafia 3. I played Mafia 2 on PC, and that game was really fucking good.
Cool.
So Mafia 3 has had my eyes since then. After I realized kind of what a sleeper hit Mafia 2 kind of was.
Yeah.
So now I've got my eyes on this, which could turn out to be another sleeper hit.
So are you going to be getting that on release?
I think I will be, yeah.
What platforms?
I'll be getting it on PC.
Is it out on the big three?
It's out on the big three.
You told me that earlier.
Cool. I did, but nobody here was...
But not on the recording. Yep.
And I mean, nobody's doing Wii U games anymore, unfortunately.
Oh, I forgot that was a thing.
Not even Nintendo. I mean, Stardew Valley is coming to it, though. I will say that. And that's I think that's an obvious choice for how the game is designed right now, where you really do have to use a mouse in order to play it effectively. I tried playing it with the controller, and it's just not pleasant.
Isn't it entirely keyboard? It's been a while.
No, you can play it with your mouse.
I just played it with the keyboard.
I use that to aim.
Okay.
So, with that in mind, using the gamepad and touchscreen on there, that's going to be a nice little design choice.
Right, yeah.
Man,
although the PS Oh no, the PlayStation has a touchpad as well, doesn't it?
It's
On
got
its
a touchpad
controller?
on the controller, but it's not like an actual like screen. You
Right.
forget
Okay.
that? Did you forget that the Wii U's thing is like the whole thing is a screen in the middle?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. So that'll have a whole second screen set up on it. So that'll be neat. I remember when. Do you remember when games were doing second screen shit? I think the most kind of recent example of this has been Fallout 4.
I mean, I play DS games and they've all got second screen shit.
I mean, yeah. I'm talking about
That's like the DS's thing.
that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I am talking about a different kind of second screen, where you have your phone or something providing additional information.
Oh, companion apps.
Not even. I don't. Well, I guess. Fallout 4
I don't
had
think I've ever.
the Pip Boy thing that came with it at launch.
Yeah,
If you,
a companion app.
a companion app that let you control the Pip Boy in the game.
I've never played a game with a companion app. Like, I've never used a companion app, I should say.
I use Destiny sometimes. I use it mostly if I'm like, if I want to set up a few things that I want to do when I get home. Mm-hmm. It's just like, oh yeah, I can do. If I'm planning some Destiny with a friend, like, we can set up this and this and this, and I can track these things, and that'll help me get them done. And I like that.
Cool.
But I'm talking about when Deus Ex Human Revolution had a version come into the Wii U that was going to offer like the map and inventory and stuff like that on the gamepad while the main game ran on the TV.
Mm-hmm.
And like that whole weird era of video games that lasted a year.
I mean, it has kept going on the DS stuff, I feel.
Well,
like it is pretty similar stuff on that, having that second screen. I know a big part of that though is that it's a touch screen, so all the touch functionality has to go on it.
Yeah, exactly. I remember the original DS, we had like whole games built around the touch functionality, and it would just fucking obliterate your screen.
I don't think I've ever had one of those.
I had Legend of Zelda: The Phantom Hourglass.
I haven't even heard of that one.
It was a cartoony style, kind of like Wind Waker. And it was on the DS. And you had to to do everything, you had to slash and draw and all this crap, and it just devastated my touchscreen.
I think it's just bad when games over rely on new stuff and make it gimmicky like that.
I don't think I mind that so much as long as it's well executed is the thing. And so few games can execute on that.
Yeah.
Fortunately, most DS and Wii games, all did it. Great job, everybody. You really, really nailed it. Mario Kart, driving, steering with your Wii remote like it was an actual steering wheel? Hell yeah.
Well, that's what the PS3 6-axis controller was about as well, right? I remember playing Heavenly Sword with the 6-axis. I remember playing Heavenly Sword, and that uses the 6-axis to, in slow motion, guide an arrow. And that was the most fun part of that game. There was one level where you're just shooting people on a bridge as they ran across the bridge.
Holy shit.
And every time you shoot, time slows down, the camera follows the arrow, and you guide it with the 6-axis controller. And I spent hours replaying that level because it was so satisfying. That was great.
Okay, so the only experience I've really had with that controller is playing Heavy Rain and Beyond Two Souls, where you have to, move the controller in specific ways to...
Oh, yeah, that just gets annoying.
Holy shit, does it ever... Because the QuickTime events in that game, they're very fast.
Yeah.
And it is just... It's not good. It's not fun to play. It's not fun to miss these events. Though, again, we do have to give credit where credit is due. It's fun to miss that entire section where you chase a man through a grocery store and just trip over everything. That's funny. That's useful functionality. The game doesn't fail you for that, so hey, why not? Do some sick parkour stunts, my dude. Ah, good times.
So what are you going to be playing this week?
Great question. I'm going to play some Destiny.
So you're finally going to get to that Rise of Iron content?
God, I hope so. I don't know. We're going to see. I foresee some Rocket League in my future. I foresee Stardew Valley, definitely. I didn't get around to playing Breach and Clean this week, which made me kind of sad in retrospect, because I would have very much enjoyed that, I think. So maybe we'll see about making that happen this week. I don't know. I might also... I've had kind of an itch to maybe go back to Bloodborne.
Yeah?
Yeah, maybe. Haven't beat it. I'm thinking maybe. We'll see. How about you? What are you thinking you're going to get around to this week?
That's the thing. I don't know. I do know I've got a relatively busy week coming up in my evenings. Mm-hmm. And I've been quite into my book. I'm finally at the point in this series where I'm now reading a book I haven't read before. I've finished the 10 books that I read in high school, and now I'm on book 11. So that's really exciting. I have more D&D stuff to plan for the next D&D session. So I don't know. I don't know what I'll end up playing. It might end up being quite another quite video game light week for me. If I'm lucky, I might find some time to go back and finish Undertale or something. But yeah, I'm not sure.
That'd be good.
Yeah, I definitely have to finish Undertale. But I don't know if that'll be this week or the next or...
You still have Final Fantasy X, don't forget that.
I do. I know. I think that will possibly end up being an over the summer break thing where I can put solid time into it and get my head in the right space.
I was about to say, do you have a summer break? We're both working full time.
Yeah, but I'm going to have some leave.
Yeah, and I guess the whole office is closed. The whole office
like
is
a
closed
week or
for
something,
a couple
yeah.
weeks, huh?
I generally take 3 weeks or so off around Christmas.
Okay.
Go to the family batch, nice and fun. Read a lot of books, play some video games, go to the beach occasionally. So yeah, I'll probably end up doing it then, I think. But I don't know, might get to it before that. Not sure yet. We'll see.
All right, that's gonna do it for us this week. Thank you for tuning in to listen to us on PauseCast. If you'd like, you can follow us on Twitter. We're at PauseCast Show. You can email us, pausecastshow@gmail.com. You can send us emails. Send us your moon facts and get a copy of Moon Hunters, first person only. And you can send us questions or anything you want to, basically, to that email address. Just don't send us hate mail. Be nice. Come on. Be cool.
Yeah, don't be a dick. Send us a moon fact.
Send us a moon fact. Do it. You can also find us on Facebook. Mark, you want to take that one?
Facebook.com/groups/PauseCast Show.
Excellent. And if you're on iTunes, give us a rating or review. Helps us rise in the rankings. Helps other people see the show. Speaking of that, why not share the show if you're enjoying it? Give it to a friend, a neighbor, your dog, anybody. If you think they'd like it.
Dogs love podcasts.
Dogs love podcasts. Did you know? So yeah. If you're enjoying the show, why not share it with people? If you do it on Twitter, you can either at us, and I check all those mentions, or we can use the hashtag PauseCastShow. I'll have a look in there as well. All right. I think it's going to do it for us this week. You got anything final you want to add, Mark?
My headphones just broke.
Oh, shit.
Only a little bit. There's exposed wiring, so I'm probably going to get some new headphones.
Well, that's going to do it for us this week.
I can still hear you fine, but one ear might go dead in a bit.
Oh, shit.
It's alright, I'll get some new headphones.
Alright. Thank you very much for listening. We'll see you next
Thank you
week.
for listening. Bye.